Hey guys, Shaman
Julie.
from Harper Therapy, and a couple videos ago we introduced grief and Paul Denniston's work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of physical movement, asanas.
Mm-hmm.
I said it right.
Yes, you did.
I don't know why that word's so hard for me to say. With a guy with a name like Shaman, you would think I could say something like that. But anyway, asanas, which are physical poses that help us to release the tensions and work through this grief. And it's like this whole formatted thing. And she's really trained on it, and it's really cool. It's something we can do here at Harper Therapy.
Yep.
But our first one last week was about awareness, like just sitting with it, in it, feeling it, allow it to happen.
Yeah.
And then today we're talking about expression and connection.
Yep.
So let's talk about that.
So expression, we're talking about the physical expression of grief, either through sounding or through movement. And in our culture, we're a very prescribed way that we manage grief. Like we sit quietly, tears quietly fall down our cheeks. We don't cry in public. We don't wail in public.
Right.
A lot of other cultures have much more free expression of those kinds of emotions, which allows them to be released. So in this part of the work of Paul Denniston, it's really to allow the body to move and to release that pain and to give it voice and to give it movement.
And that helps it move out. That helps you, I guess, come to terms with it. The awareness part is that more accepting of it. And what's the difference between, okay, so I get the expression, right? Like you're doing something, you're physically, sound, movement, it's an expression. The connection part, is that connecting more with yourself?
So the next stage in his model is connection.
Okay.
And that's really recognizing that grief is a very isolating experience, right? Like,
yes.
We are in our own pain. No one can understand.
Especially our society, right?
Yeah.
Because we're so compartmentalized. We numb so much. We kind of talked about that a little bit. Rather than numbing, let's create some awareness. Allow the expression. Okay.
And then as part of healing, reconnecting with ourselves and really connecting with others, allowing ourselves to be comforted, to be held, to be witnessed in our grief. Really allowing that vulnerability to arise and being with someone else while we're healing. And also connecting with ourselves instead of the story, really like connecting with how we're feeling, what we're doing, connecting with a higher power, with friends, with systems of support.
That's so awesome. I think I could have really used this 6 years ago when my father passed away of ALS, and grief was just such a train wreck for me. Even owning a therapy practice, or co-founding a therapy practice with my wife, you would think maybe people would have an understanding of it, but it is such a struggle, and loss is such a struggle. And this is such a cool concept, and it's so un-American, so our society. I don't want to say it's un-American. I think we're becoming more and more aware of mental health and of things, of self-care. There's a whole culture of this. But it's also still very American to sit in silence or sit in isolation and struggle and don't express and don't connect with others.
And don't ask for help.
Don't ask for help. Yeah, because of that rugged individualism stuff we have, right? Like this is anti or counter so much of what our society has learned.
Yeah.
Which I think is very, very cool, because what we've learned doesn't seem to always be working so well.
No, especially with grief.
Right. We don't have a handle on grief.
Yeah.
I think there are cultures that do, but we certainly don't.
That are much more comfortable really with the ultimate expression of, death and acceptance. And we're a very death-denying culture.
We are.
So this is a completely different model, asking us to connect to it within ourselves, within others, and to allow expression of it.
So, if you can use some support in grief, it's something we do here at Harper Therapy, and you can even come do this really cool stuff with Julie.
Yep.
And our number is 813-434-3639. Thanks, guys.